Hello, my name is and welcome back to my channel. So we have a spooky crime mystery today. And since everybody has been doing these whole lake, boat, let me draw out a boat type of staycations, I thought we should get into the most infamous lake because there have been a lot of disappearances, a lot of crime around all of these lakes. So I said, let me just feature one of them, throw some things out there, and then get your opinion. Are these lakes actually haunted? And more importantly, is Lake Lanier haunted? So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right into it. So Lake Lanier is a man-made lake, and I think that's for the most part when you come to the United States, they're very far and few between natural lakes here. But more importantly, Lake Lanier is a very new in terms of man-made lakes. It was built in the 1950s, and it was actually established on top of a town. They actually drowned out a town in order to create this lake. So there are lots of conspiracies that think that the people and the towns that they actually drowned, their spirits are lying within grave sites that they have flooded out. Their spirits are coming up to take revenge. Now, the town that they actually flooded, I think it was a multitude of towns because this town goes as far as 58 miles. When you're thinking about how man tries to manipulate nature and purposely floods cemeteries, a racetrack where people may have had their lives taken, where towns where crimes may have been committed, these ancestors, these spirits, are coming back to seek revenge or vengeance. Now, we do not know whether everyone was on board for this particular town to just get flooded out and buried. Now, this is a situation where you kind of question, was Lake Lanier forced to happen in the state of Georgia? We're talking about the 1950s. Jim Crow was alive and well. Were people forced to move off of their land? Were they forced to walk away from everything? And were they forced to leave behind loved ones in order for this lake to be built? And when you think about any type of cemetery, any type of sacred land, sacred ground, becoming some type of man-made entertainment, certain spirits may not be okay with that. Now, Lake Lanier is probably one of Georgia's main tourist attractions. It is speculated there are 2 deaths that occur every day at Lake Lanier, whether it's a drowning or a freak of nature or simply a disappearance, where almost they're pulling you, dragging you into the water to never return again. And it is also speculated that some bodies are never recovered, never found, just because. Now, Lake Lanier is about 80 to 100 feet deep. And when you're talking about a mass body of land that stretches 58 miles and is that deep, it is unfortunate that you cannot find your loved ones if they happen to get missing, if they happen to drown in the water. That is a long way to recover someone or something. Now, you might have heard of multiple people recently who have gone missing at Lake Lanier. We have Reginald Terrell Whitehead, who went missing at Lake Lanier, Michael Thompson and Dante Lane, and more famously, Usher's stepson, Kyle Glover. They have all had tragic endings and tragic cases happen to them at this very Lake Lanier. Now, there are conspiracies and myths related to ghosts being seen in the state of Georgia. And some people seem to think that some of these ghosts tend to appear actually at Lake Lanier. So we're gonna get right into them. You let me know, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in spirits drawing you, bringing you to these mass body of waters? Now, the first ghost we're gonna talk about is Lady of the Lake. And now she is seen always walking near Dawsonville Highway Bridge, lurking among the quarters. And on this bridge, underneath it, is the mass body of water. She travels there, wanting to see if you will stop for her and take her in. Take her in till she takes you. Another ghost in the Georgia area is Agnes. Agnes usually is seen at the university in Georgia. However, her tragic demise was due to being hung. But people have seen and speculated that Agnes does go near Lake Lanier to see if anyone will see the tragic hanging. So those are the ghost stories that happened in Georgia. Just remember that ghost stories is a little bit of truth, a little bit of lie. You let me know, have you seen these two particular ghosts hanging around in Georgia or hanging around Lake Lanier? Lake Lanier is claimed to purposely have been built to control flooding in Georgia, to control the water intake to the Chattahoochee River. And Lake Lanier is probably one of the main sources for Atlanta. However, with every cause, there is an effect. Due to Lake Lanier being built, just going back to the infrastructure of it, did you know that with the flooding of this town, they flooded 20 cemeteries? 20 cemeteries that possibly have ancestors who maybe were enriched in religion and spirits, that probably their souls were not at rest yet. 250 families were relocated, whether by force or by will. And it is also speculated that the families that did decide to go, they actually got lowballed. They actually traded in their land for a little bit of nothing. These towns were full of forestry, full of land, but mainly tall trees. So because people are unfortunately drowning, unfortunately disappearing, unfortunately jumping in the water and never returning again, it's because they probably have been caught through these trees, through these spirits, through the unknown of these drowned, flooded towns. So now let's get into some gods and goddesses connected to water and how they possibly could have some type of influence on why we are seeing people disappear in the water, why we're seeing so many people having unfortunate events, and why some people are always cautious of getting in the water. Okay, so first we're going to get into the Egyptian god called Osiris. He's the god of dead and of water and vegetation. And the reason why I wanted to bring Osiris up is because you never know which ancestors were buried in one of these cemeteries that have a lineage or a connection to this particular god, as well as with vegetation. Like I said, it was a lot of forestry, a lot of farms that were flooded out due to making this lake. And you never know, Osiris could be coming to pay for destroying. Now there is a Slavic god called Vodani. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. This god is a water demon who lives in lakes and rivers. And like I said, this particular town was pretty diverse. It had a mixture of black and white people coming from all walks of life. So that's why I wanted to share this particular god. This god feeds on lakes and rivers. And when you're playing with nature, nature tends to want to seek some type of payback. There is also another goddess called Rusaki. She is a female goddess, but she is a female goddess, but however, she comes in the form of a mermaid. So you know mermaids live in the water, but they do come on land. But one thing about Rusaki, she is a demon. And so she comes back on land to get revenge and take them back into the water where they should lay. So, do you believe in these gods and goddesses that are based in water, premonition, seeking revenge? Do you believe that Lake Lanier is haunted? Let me know down below if that statistic is true, that there are about 2 deaths or 2 disappearances that occur every day at Lake Lanier. Make sure you like, because when you like, we spread the story even more out there into the YouTube universe, and it gets the word out to get us talking. Make sure you comment, because I like keeping up with you, and definitely subscribe, because I will always give you what you need. All right, like, comment, and